Good morning, my beautiful souls. So I wanted to get on and talk about, which I put it up in the message. Um, First of all, I wanted to say hi to my Facebook and I want to say hello to my YouTube. I am making my videos now and I'm putting them on YouTube. Please come over there and subscribe. I do not see who is coming over there and subscribing to my channel. So if you put a message or a heart or just anything, then or ask a question, I will be able to answer it over there. But I'm trying to get more people over there so I can spread out. I know I have a lot of followers here, so I want to get some followers over there to get this message out of things that I have went through in my life. So anything that I can help with somebody else, that's my highest joy. I just want to make people's lives easier, so I want to put this stuff out here. So what we're going to talk about today is why you're not being able to receive anything you want. Now, some of us can receive, and me too. I've been able to receive little things, people manifest stuff like, I want a coffee, or I want a parking place, or, I'm going to manifest $5. But why aren't we manifesting the big things that we want into our lives? And for me, this is my experience, so that's why I'm putting this out here. If this will help anybody else, this is just my experience. And I just want to put that out there because people sometimes say, well, why are you saying this? And I've done this, and everybody's done it differently. But if this can help one person, like I said, then let it be. Okay, so the reason I find out that I haven't received what I wanted is because it is a subconscious pattern running in my subconscious, which is I'm not aware of it. That's why we call this shadow work, because it's a shadow, and that's why we call it awareness work, because then we become aware of it. But I'm going to tell you how these patterns get set in. So when we were children, we were raised, and I'm not having fault against fathers, mothers, teachers, anybody, because these people were raised like this, and now we have been raised like this, but our generation is waking up, and that's why we make these videos. That's why the people that make these videos, and to put it out here so we can say, hey, we don't have to live like this anymore, and now we can be aware of it. So back to it. I was raised where every time I asked for something, I wasn't allowed to have it. Not every time, and I don't mean candy and different stuff, but I had big dreams back then, and we all do. And if other things are going on in our environment, which is our family, and that prevents our parents for letting us do or experience what we're supposed to be experiencing, because we're all supposed to be experiencing anything we want, but because of the lack mindset of our families and our parents, they didn't know that, so they did not ever know this. So they taught us to hold our feelings in. We're never allowed to have what we want. We don't have time for this shit. All of those. And so we have this subconscious mind underneath that tells us every time that we think as adults that we want something, that we're not allowed to have what we want, because it's a pattern that plays out. And this is how I'm telling you it plays out in your life. For example, if you were told, or say your mom never listened to you, so you were like, Mom, I want to do this. No, I don't have time. I don't have time to listen to you right now. And then you go to school and you're like, I need help with this question. Well, I don't have time. And then you get married, and then it's like, he never listens to me. And then you go to this job and you're like, oh my God, I can make this so much easier for this whole process of our job. And they never hear me. So do you see how these patterns play out? Because this is what we was taught, learned at this young age that nobody ever has time for us. Nobody wants to hear us. Nobody wants to hear what we say. I don't know, I get these things up here. So this pattern plays out our whole life. But this unconscious pattern that's playing out is the reason it keeps playing over and over and over and again, because it's a message to you to take your power back. Okay, I'm taking my power back. I'm going to put myself out here, and people are going to hear me if they like it or not. So actually, look at me. I'm putting myself out here every single day. You can watch my video, you cannot. People are listening to me, people are not. I mean, it's whatever, but I'm taking my power back. I'm standing in my power, and I have lots of listeners. But that's not why I'm on here. I'm up here to take my power back. Now, for me, that was one of the patterns. But for another pattern of mine, which the true pattern for me was self-love. And the reason why is because I, at a young age, was not taught, but maybe, my mom always said she loved me, but I didn't feel the love around me. I was told that I was loved. And that's another thing. Like when we were children, we're told, you're told to do this, but you never want to do it. I mean, not always. Sometimes you want to do it, but you're just, you don't feel it. And then when we were children, we were taught not to feel. So like, stop feeling that. Well, I don't feel like this today. Don't feel that. You have to feel a different way. So you are having to stuff your emotions at the beginning of your life. So you learn to all go through your life and just stuff down your emotions. And then one day, like me, 6 years ago, woke up and said, hello, I have all these emotions and I can feel them running through my body. And that's when I woke up and said, I have got to start listening to myself, because I realized that all the stuff that I was doing, listening to other people, wasn't working out for me. I didn't remember being shown how to do what I was being told to. I know, we never, no. We were just like, shut up, be quiet, and that was it. There wasn't like, I'm not going to show you anything, you just do it. I remember getting whipped all the time and saying, stop crying. Now, that's the craziest shit I can ever think of, because when somebody's whipping you, you're crying, especially as a child. But we were taught, oh God, be strong, don't be weak. And then, you know what, I'll tell you what, the strongest thing I ever did was cry. The strongest thing I ever did was pick up and listen to myself. The strongest thing I ever did is to be aware of my feelings and allow them to sit in my body. Oh my God. So when they tell us that, be quiet and don't feel your feelings, do not do that. Feel all the feels, feel all the feelings. I'll tell you what, if I feel any certain way now, I'm just like, I'm feeling it. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to sit here all day and just feel like negative. Maybe I want to feel negative that day. Maybe I want to feel abandoned. But then I get my journal out and I'm writing it down, like, why would I feel this? Where did it come from? And that's the shadow work, because like I said, all the subconscious stuff that we have running is showing us all along our life until we wake up to it. So you see it in the patterns that play out. It could be you have bad relationships. It could be, I noticed, like back to my self-love thing, there wasn't a lot of love. There was a lot of I love you, but there wasn't a lot of showing I love. So then when I left my parents' house and went to my husband, it was I love you. You should know that. Not if you're not showing me. And anything he did was hardly any kind of showing me love. It wasn't loving, kindness, compassion at all. And love and kindness and compassion, that's love. Everybody has this idea of, well, I love you, so I love you. No. You have to hug and show people. I'm a very feely people. Like, I'll go to my kids and I'm like touching their hair and I touch their bodies and I love them and they're like, get off me. And I'm like, that's how I love my family. I want them to know that I love them. I don't even have to say I love them, and they just know it. So the reason we are not receiving is because we don't know how. We just think we're supposed to be this big, badass, which, don't get me wrong, us women are badasses. We are. All of us are. We have been strong. We have been living in our masculine energy for years. We can probably kick men's ass, you know. I have actually did that. But if we don't lean back and just, a masculine energy is getting, I gotta get this, I gotta get it. But a feminine energy is, I'm gonna allow it to come to me. And this is one thing I'm practicing so much. Like, we're all trying to find this house, and I'm just like, it's gonna come. And I have come to believe that I'm not worried about it. I just know it's coming, and I'm not gonna ask. I mean, I've asked God, the universe, whatever, but I'm not going to say, when is it going to be here? Is it going to be here in a month, in 2 months, 5 months? I don't care. I just know that it's going to be here. And when it's going to be here, it's going to be great, and it's going to be fabulous, and we're just going to love it, and it's going to be the best thing ever. It's a knowing. But before then, I was like, when's it going to happen? What day? What are we going to do? All the things that we had to figure out. We don't have to figure out anything. We just have to say, Lord, I know that it's coming, and let it come. Would you say, oh my God, yes, when we were angry, I was learned to allow myself to be angry. Yes, oh my God, we weren't allowed to be angry. Now I'm like, I'm angry. And my kids are like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I am angry. And I'm going to just yell and scream today. And you are. Because most of the time I'm happy now and stuff. But I'm like, yes, today I'm just going to be a bum. I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be in my feelings. If that's how we let the shit out, that's the shadow work, you guys. Feel your feelings, because this is the ticket to everything you want. That's the ticket to receive anything you want. Feel those feelings. Like, I have to spend maybe a big amount of money on getting my car fixed. I said, whatever, it's going to be there. And if the money's low, then it'll just come back. I believe that. It always has. It always does. It's just my logical mind has always been like, oh my God, I'm going to run out of money. I'm going to be homeless on the street. No, we're not going to be homeless on the street. And a big thing is mindset, you guys. It's mindset. You just have to tell yourself, because this mind up here is, I call my logical mind my ego. It'll tell you, you're not good enough, you can't have it, all the things. But your heart's like, you are the biggest, baddest ass in the world. You can have anything, you can do anything, you make your dreams come true. I mean, your heart, if it's open, you can just bring in anything. But the reason we do not receive is because, one, we don't allow ourselves to ask ourselves these questions. Why do I feel like this? And allow ourselves to feel the feelings. And then we think we have to chase everything and we have to get it. And that's just like panic mode. Oh my God, I gotta get a house right now. No, it'll come when it comes. And this is what I do. I'm like, I'm gonna pack a little bag. I'm gonna put a little, I got boxes of stuff already, put stuff in. I'm moving the process forward. So I'm working with the divine. We're going to move. Let's pack the boxes, That way I'm moving forward, and then God comes in and says, here's your house. And you're actually ready to go. You've got shit packed and ready. So just be ready for your manifestation. But make sure you do your shadow work. And that's why I teach these videos. That's why I say message me if you need help. Because the reason we became life coaches is because we can see the shadows. I can see a shadow. People come into me and say, well, this has happened and he's done this to me. And I'm like, no. I understand people do things to you, but they're there for you to wake up. They're knocking on your door of your heart saying, do you see that? What you see is a pattern that's been playing on for 20 years. That's mine was playing on, oh my God. Well, I didn't wake up till like, I'm 52, 6 years ago. So I was like 45 years old before I woke up. And then when I did, I was like, oh my God, you know, I lived like this for years and I believed all this shit. And it's all a lie. And I hope and I pray for everyone to just wake up and please hear me. I'm not trying to say, hear me so I can be better or be a teacher. I'm saying your life can be easy. It can be changed. And I don't mean change like you're going to be a millionaire or live in a mansion. I mean inside your body, like you're living it with peace. And you're allowed to feel the way you want to feel. And you're allowed to do what you want to do. And you're allowed to love yourself. I mean, I actually love myself now. And I wanted to talk about self-love. And I want to make a video about it because it's going to be longer than what I'm saying right now. But I know we all think self-love is outside ourselves. And it doesn't. It does not have anything to do with that. So I'm not going to say anything on this video because I want to make that another video, because I'm going to put these on YouTube now, so people can watch over there, and I'm going to start giving away stuff. So if you want to come over there and subscribe, like I said, I can't see yours when you hit the like button, but I can see your comments. So if you comment over there, I am going to start giving away stuff. I think I'm going to give like Amazon gift certificates and stuff away. But, so that's why you can't receive. The reason is because you are not, for one, you're not seeing the patterns that you have. You cannot manifest things unless you clear all this stuff out. So you have to go underneath, clear up your shadow work, and then you can manifest everything you want. Because you can say, I'm going to make $1 million. And do you really believe that? You have to ask yourself, do you really believe you're going to make $1 million? Most of you are going to say no. I don't believe that I'm going to make $1 million. Not at this point right now. Now, I am working towards a goal of making a percentage of money. And I'm not even halfway there, but I have done so much work that I believe this year I will get to that amount of money in a month. And it'll be more than what most people make in, a couple months with regular jobs. So that's my goal. And I'm believing that I really can put my mind to it and believe that for now. And I used to not. I've made like $12,000 in a whole year. And the people that did my taxes, like, how did you live? And I must have been really good because I still had cable. I still ate. I still had all the things I needed. I just didn't go out and spend money. I just paid all my bills. So I have came from a very, very lackful mindset. And it's so funny because my whole family has money and they spend money, but they're all lacking. I mean, every one of them. They'll spend money on stupid stuff, but the things that they really need to get fixed or do, they don't. And the reason they do it that way is instead of spending it on things that they really need is because they feel lack. They're trying to fill a void. Well, I'm going to buy this dress because it's going to make me feel good, and then they wear it, and then the next day it's gone. I mean, the feeling's gone. because that's what I'm talking about self-love. Self-love is in you, and you love yourself, and you don't buy a dress and then, you know, people do that. I'm going to buy a dress, I'm going to drink this beer, I'm going to smoke this weed, I'm going to buy this car, I'm going to buy this house, because then I'm going to put it on Facebook and everybody will think that I'm making, you know, $1 million when really I'm working 2 jobs trying to pay for it. No, I don't want to do that. I've actually talked to mortgage people going, I want to buy just a little bitty house, you know, like a shed, a she shed, and live in it. And they're like, well, we're not going to make any profit. And I said, but I just want to live in that and then walk the beach all day. So maybe I have to work a little bit, pay for my she shed, but then I get to go walk the beach. Why everybody else is working fucking 10 jobs, working 10 jobs to live in this great big beautiful house that they don't live in. Can you imagine that? They don't even live in that thing. They're at work. So I'm like, but because I've said that, a lot of my mortgage people do not want to work with me because they want to sell you this great big beautiful house that's going to cost you an arm and a leg so they can make the commission. And I understand that, but I don't want that. I want just a little bitty beach home. That's it. A tiny one for me and my dog. And if I have a boyfriend, then he can go home. I'm having my own beach house. But anyway, that's why we're not receiving. It's because we're not doing the work. So we have to get down and do the work, you guys. So if you see patterns in your life, you will see them. Like me. Nobody loves me. Why? If you're saying nobody loves me, ask yourself why you don't love yourself. If you see getting abused by boyfriends and your job sucks and all, why is all this happening? You're letting people hurt you. I had this thing. My life coach told me, Pete, why do you keep letting people hurt you? Well, when I was a child, I didn't have any other choice but to be hurt. I thought that was love. I thought that was love, you guys. Now, I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming any of them because that's how they were raised too. So if you were, and we all have problems. There's not one person in this world that doesn't have some kind of issues. Everyone does, and they're all different. Some might be abandoned, self-love. You know, there's different things. That's why I became a life coach after I needed a coach myself. And actually, how I became a coach was I went to a counselor, just like a regular counselor, and they said, we can't see you. And I said, what do you mean? We can't see you for 4 months. And I said, holy shit, I need help now. So I looked up counseling on YouTube and I found life coaches. And it was the best thing I ever did because life coaches are way better than counselors. And I don't care. You can tell any counselor to watch this video because it's true. They're just like, oh, well, how do you feel about that? But they don't tell you that you are allowed to feel that way. You are allowed. You are allowed to feel like shit. You're allowed to feel great. You're allowed to feel pissed off. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to say F you. You're allowed to say I love you. You're allowed it all. And once you allow all of it to be, then you can manifest whatever you want. Because that's how you manifest stuff. You allow it to come to you. You don't want shit to come to you when you're angry and mad and I gotta work 10 jobs to keep it going so I keep up with the Joneses and the Kardashians, all that shit. No. And you, by releasing all this stuff that's underneath, you can be rich as the Kardashians if God wants to bless you with all that stuff. You never know. You do not know. Because I believe abundance is from inside of you. And how abundant I feel right now. I mean, my daughter the other day, we were discussing, we went on a vacation to Florida because that's where we're going to move. We were checking it out, which I've already been there, but we checked it out again. And she said, I spent this much money on the vacation. And I said, I do not know how much money I spent, I'm sure it was a large amount. And I said, how abundant is that? And I haven't even checked. I'm not going to check because I'm like, who gives a shit? We had the best time. We had a good time. So it was worth every dime that I don't know how much I spent. And that's the first time that I've ever in my life said, I don't even care how much it was. It just was. You go out to eat and you ask, how much is this? Before you eat it. You know what? Just eat it. Because money will come. Money will come. It just will. It's your energy, the way money comes. Money flows where energy goes, or however you say it. But if you are in a good high energy, you're like, I'm going to manifest this. That's why when my car broke down, and this is so funny, my car broke down right after we got home from Florida, and I'm putting in the shop at 10:30 today. And I said, well, what is it? Well, it's the timing chain. The time jumped. And I said, holy shit. You know, I think like this. People are like, you're crazy. I'm like, we just quantum jumped. We just quantum jumped in our life. And that night before, I had this dream about me quantum jumping into another reality, which was living in Florida, had this, and all this abundance. And then I thought, because I believe everything that we see is a metaphor, this was a metaphor. And then I chose to get scarcity because they said, well, it could be $200 or it could be $1,000. And I was like, oh, $1,000. Because this is what we do. Oh my God, I'm hoping it's $200. And wish we all are, you know, because we all like cheaper stuff. But that's the thing. I have $1,000, and if it's going to cost $1,000, I'll pay it. But that's the first thing I thought. Oh my God. And that's a lack mindset. That's lack. Because I have the money to pay for it. And above that. But just let it be, because we will get it fixed and God will manifest us more because of how we bring ourself out into the world. So I hope you guys understand this video. If you do not and you need any help, just message me. I'm having it here on Facebook and I'm putting it on my YouTube. Please come over and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm going to start giving things away, maybe like once a month. I'm going to, I think, start with $50 gift certificate to Amazon. So I'm going to do that because I'm just going to keep on putting videos. I think it's the mindset of the mechanic. Well, they said the part would be like $400. So I don't know. That's if... I'm not sure. I'm not good on cars. But these guys I've took my car to, and they're really good. So I know he's got my back. To each their own. I just don't understand it. Right. Well, that's all I wanted to say, you guys. I just wanted to say, remember, you are a badass. And you can feel any way you want to feel. Do not hold your feelings in, because that's part of the shadow work, is to letting all of your feelings be felt. Anger, sadness, happiness, kindness, loving, compassion, terror, anger. It's all us. We're allowed to feel it all. And when we were taught as children, we weren't allowed to feel none of it. I've even had people say, well, you're too happy. Well, you're too sad. Or you're too this, you're too that. You're who you are. You are a light in this world to be shined. Shine it. Shine it, baby. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon. Love you.